Panchula, you can start now.
Start. Panchla, you're on mute. You can start now immediately. I think she's taking time. So anyway, so good morning, everyone, and welcome to the show. Uh, this is a very useful program today we are having, and we have stalwart from the education industry today with us. We have Miss Anju Jairaj from Ashoka University, Miss Anju Diaskar from Flame University, Miss Vinny Mathur from Shiv Nadar, and Professor Upasana from OP Jindal. And of course, I keep on helping students with career counseling. So anybody who's here, welcome. You can write in the comment section. We'll also keep on looking at it and keep on sharing with you. Of course, for speakers, if you to share anything, please share in the private chat. So people, please understand that this is the time when a lot of students are
इसको refresh करो.
seeking
और अपने ये
advice on.
disconnect करो वहाँ से.
Ribu, you can be on a mute, please. We have started.
Sir,
So
I think Panchula is facing issue
no
with
problem.
her
We have already
laptop.
started. You have already started. That's fine. Thank you. So, people, please understand that this is the time in the summers when children can be, they can really go on and take practical things. So, everyone keeps on saying, a lot of children come to our office for career counseling, or when we go to schools, everyone says that I want something practical. This is the time for internships, doing your own research papers, social projects or community projects, your own passion projects. This is the time to go for summer camps, and we have the top new age universities here, and they all provide summer camps. So let's try to understand step by step how we can go about it. I strongly feel that students who are in junior classes, in fact, now we start helping students right from 7th 8th grade onwards, and a lot of students in junior classes, they can latch on to platforms like outschool.com. I'm sure some parents would have heard of Outschool. Outschool is a Y Combinator incubated venture, and Outschool has at any time more than a lakh of courses with the best trainers from all over the world. It's a huge platform offering amazing stuff for school children. And you'll be surprised. There are children right from the age of like right from second grade, third grade who latch on to Outschool. So that is how it is. We also feel that some areas are not kind of covered during school education, and except for few children, like areas like finance, yeah, very important for everyone to understand. Though boards like CBSE talk of financial literacy, some work has been done, but when I speak to a 10th grade student, even ninth grade student, so they are not really thinking finance, except for very few. So there are platforms like Grow, Investopedia, which children can look at and they can build up. They can go on moneycontrol.com to get the latest news. In my workshops, I ask children that what is the price of gold, price of Bitcoin, price of silver. Yeah, difficult for most of the people to answer, and you'll be surprised even when I ask them what is the size of your house, what is the cost of your house, what is the market price of your house. It is difficult for them. So, this thing is that understanding of money, how money is flowing, how the careers are happening in finance, right from investment banking, portfolio management, treasury management, venture capital, and so on. So it is really important. So maybe I'm thinking bio. I'll expand my horizons and look at some YouTube channels, which I'll share shortly. I would expand my horizons, look at how bio and technology combined, how bio and analytics combined, how bio entrepreneurship is being combined. The next decade is a decade for bio entrepreneurs. So yes, this is something we all need to understand and take it forward. this is the exact time, just vacations are just kicked in. In fact, some schools closed down day for yesterday and so on. So good time for all of you. And we'll just use a small PPT, and then we'll pull in experts from universities, and they will share what is happening. Understanding startups is also important. A lot of children say, Ribur, can we go on to the next? So a lot of children say that uh, let's how do I get to know which are the new startups? What is new which is happening? Yourstory.com. It's a venture which just talks about startup. Amazing. You can use Your Story as well as VC Circle. Learn about digital environments. So Google Skill Shop, they have a 40 hours course, fundamentals of digital marketing, which you can take up. Similarly, internships for college students, it's more organized. School students, you have two ways. One, use Jugaad, as in you have to speak to people, you have to somehow get it done. Second, which is actually the way you will get internship. Second, you have to be very smart, and one of my students does it. You have to reach out to a lot of people. If you're active on LinkedIn, which you should be otherwise also, reach out to your seniors first. So let's say if somebody is from Lotus Valley School, I reach out to my senior 5 years, like who has passed out 5 years back. So they would be doing something in corporate. They can definitely put you in touch. Yeah. So also you can identify one organization, a new startup which is coming in that field by going on Your Story or VC Circle, and then go after them. Why? A new startup is very open. Typically a lot of young people who have started out, and I mean, they are looking for people who are interested in that field. They are very open also. Once a company grows big or they have already attracted funding, then it becomes more structured. So initially you can go like that. Also look for unique things which are happening in the social sector also. So start with some practical experience. It'll be really good for you. So programming, coding, a lot of people shy away from it, but I strongly feel all of you can just play around with it. Like I have not learned programming as such, but I use code.org, which is a large platform, and I use it to create some party music using AI. It was very simple. I just had to use blocks of music and put it, and AI kept on helping me refine it. So code.org, Code Academy, W3 Schools. They are three very large platforms which can help you in understanding coding. So this is generally one this thing that I will expand my mind across segments. I'll just show you. Next, please. I'll just show it to you. Yeah, next. Of course, good reading like Psychology of Money, How I Quit Google to Sell Samosas by Munaf Kapadia, Power of Imperfect Eating. There are some amazing books coming up. Some of you might not like books. Just take this or try to get a PDF online. Like you can use Z Library or similar stuff which have crores of books lying. So take it, use an AI, and digest it into 2 pages, 1 page, 10 major points. A lot of books are present on YouTube also. So even if you don't like reading, you can kind of take the content. But anything you like, read it 2 or 3 times. It'll be amazing for you. You'll digest and you'll build it up. Next. Lot of summer camps are there. In fact, we'll talk about all the summer camps. And we have Anju ma'am from Flame. So we talked about Flame Summer Immersion Program. And then, of course, Winnie ma'am Shivnadar program is there. Then Professor Pasna is here. So OP Jindal program. So which is very, very different. You know, they are probably the only one which does law and public policy. EDI we've been working with for so many years. They are one of the best entrepreneurship programs. It's a government institute. Next. It happens in Delhi also, as well as Ahmedabad. Similarly, you can have summer programs outside India. Harvard Undergraduate Ventures Tech Program, NUS Summer Program is there. RSI MIT is one of the world's top programs, absolutely free of charge. Can you imagine? If you are selected, it is absolutely free of charge. Fully funded science research program, and it is for STEM students. Very, very competitive. Yale Young Global Scholars Program is there. So we have just listed a few, but of course you can find more. If you check our blogs, we have talked about a lot of summer camps. So quickly, I think let me start taking comments. Let me start off with Anju ma'am. Anju ma'am, you just sharing that you're just starting the summer camp today. So how's the selection procedure like, and what really happens? You can succinctly tell me that what happens in a typical summer program.
I think both the summer programs are starting today, Jitin. Mine also, and I think Anju, the Oscars at Flame as well, very similar. But I take it up. So we, at Ashoka, we have about three programs that we predominantly conduct for our high school students. The
Yes.
residential program is the Young Scholars. We have a Lodha Genius program, which is typically for students who are very STEM focused. And then there is a Horizons Achievers program, which is an online access program. Now, when I'm looking at selection, it depends. So, for the Lodha Genius program, we get selection ratio. It's a very um, highly selective course, predominantly because the idea is very clear that you're wanting to focus on students who have an idea about sciences, who are very passionate about it, and want to build something within that particular area only. Plus, we have the School of Biosciences, we also have computing. So, Lodha Genius typically focuses on a 1 year internship sort of a program, where in about 1 month the student needs to come to the campus. They stay with us during the summers. Rest of the entire year, faculty works with them for internships, for projects. So they do a lot of research projects within this, and this is a fully funded course. So even if you are coming to the campus, your accommodation stay, everything is taken care of, us travel and all of that. Having said that, from a selection perspective, what we need is how curious is the student when it comes to sciences. Or are you someone who comes and says that, okay, fine, everyone else wants to go to sciences and therefore I also want to go to science? If that is the idea, if you don't have clarity on why do you want to pursue something in sciences, then I won't advise Lodha Genius. Similarly, for young scholars or for Horizons as well, the Young Scholars program this year, we've onboarded students across 9 tracks, right from economics, policy, governance to say business and entrepreneurship. So, basis on what your interest area is, idea is that once you apply, applications at Ashoka are the window for us to see you and for us to know about you a lot. So, the kind of intent and the effort that the child puts into the application form, whether it is application essays, how they're presenting their story, what is the entire idea as to why they're picking up that particular track under YSP or in the Horizons Achievers. I think that's important. And if that is good enough, I mean, we're not wanting to pick someone for civil services as of now. So naturally, the idea is not to grill a child from that perspective, but essentially, if it's a 1 week program or a 2 week program or even an online course, Horizons goes for across a month. Uh, we would want to know whether at the end of the course the child would be benefiting from Ashoka or not. And for residential programs like YSP, apart from your academic intent, apart from your academic fit, I think residential fit also matters a lot. So whether the child is even equipped enough to come and stay with us for 2 weeks, 1 week, away from their parents. So a lot of those particular subjective or qualitative aspects are looked at within the course.
Great, great. So quite succinctly shared. I think good sharing. So we'll talk to other experts also shortly. Next, please. So just sharing now, how we look at other areas like internships. So students and parents who are listening, uh, like a lot of people keep on saying that, hey, it's difficult to get internship. But my question to them is, how ready are you for the internship? How have you upgraded yourself? Have you done any course on, say, you are getting a social media marketing internship, which a lot of people get? Have you done any course on digital marketing? If I look at courses, so two things I will suggest, both are free of charge. Google Skill Shop, I shared earlier also, Fundamentals of Digital Marketing. It's a Google certified course, valid all over the world. And then second is HubSpot Academy. HubSpot is the largest CRM in the world. HubSpot Academy has more than 468 courses, and you can just pick up, like, you can specialize in Instagram only, or YouTube only, or LinkedIn only. In fact, LinkedIn itself has a course where how you can build up LinkedIn more. So, uh, so my appeal to all of you would be that first upgrade yourself, build up a strong CV, build up a good LinkedIn profile, and then start connecting. And then you are ready for internship. Typically, you have to apply for internships pretty early. If I'm a large organization, decisions are taken 2 or 3 months in advance. If I'm a smaller organization, maybe it will be faster, but it should not be that you have to start tomorrow and you apply today. So that kind of thought process will not help. Check out GitHub. So GitHub is an amazing platform for tech-savvy students. You can contribute to open source projects, build portfolios, engage with global developer communities. But again, you need that technical expertise here. So I have a student who's into gaming. He developed an idea for a game. It's a 80-page proposal he already submitted. In fact, I tried to talk to a company from Singapore, and their trainer talked to my student who was in 10th that time, and my student was not satisfied. They tried another person, we were not satisfied, and finally I had to take help of one of my friends who runs a large animation company headquartered in US, and they have presence in Noida. And finally, this student Krishang is going to go and intern with them. You know, so just sharing that if you are detailed, and this company, when I introduced this company, the technical head of this company, he was really surprised that how can a school student, a 10th going to 11th school student, have so much of detailing understanding, because Krishang had really worked on it. So think about it. You can use tools like Forage, Forage, where you can check out virtual internship. You can see what is happening to understand work environments. Next. Okay, there are a lot of certificate programs. I talked about HubSpot Academy, edX, Khan Academy. Khan Academy is more academic content, including SAT prep. Khan Academy is the official, SAT prep. They are partnering with College Board. So a lot of people keep on asking that which coaching should I take? Where should I go for SAT? You should just do Khan Academy. It's free of charge again. Coursera, check out NAS Academy courses, amazing new age courses on cryptocurrency, blockchain, sound design, how you can be an Airbnb host. In fact, I suggested this to a lot of adults also. A lot of my friends who are looking at that, so I suggested to them also. You can go for gaming courses, UI UX courses, design courses, Canva Design School, of course, entrepreneurship programs. Yeah. So let's continue this journey. Let me ask from Anju Diaskar, ma'am. Ma'am, Flame emphasizes on liberal education innovation. So, what do you feel that how can students, they can design their summers to reflect on creativity, critical thinking, innovation? What exactly can they do?
Hi, thank you so much, Jatin. So basically, I really liked what you said for the internships. In fact, that people are thinking, where are the internship? But the basic question is how much are you ready to be applying for those internship? So every journey for a student must have a focus on learning. I think if that has been sorted within the school education or the initial upbringing, I think it makes really easy. However, having said that, not every school has that kind of resources. So what are we doing then? I mean, you can't cry over the spilled milk, but then whenever the students are ready, and I'm not talking about one of a few of the students who are really brilliant and very focused. I'm talking about masses who have no guidance, what are they doing? So summer programs, I think it's a very very interesting platform for students to be able to explore what should they be planning for their next 3 or 4 years of undergraduation, because end of it, let's just face fact that everybody must have certain qualifications to be ready for the workforce of the world. Of course, today they say you can be just after high school, dropouts are doing absolutely brilliant, but one must also understand that those dropouts did not maybe find the university. They had more to consume than what was being offered. Similarly, for a high school student, when you're coming to a university for summer engagements at Flame University, obviously, many of the audiences would know that we're a liberal education university. And the moment I say liberal education university, I think the whole focus goes on two aspects. One is, I think liberal education is not only about humanities, it's about sciences, it's about management, it's about your reality, everything that you consume in your daily life. And So basically students must understand the crux of interdisciplinarity, because they've lost that chance. Maybe in their school they went to a very conventional school where they were not exposed. That doesn't mean that the school student doesn't have a talent. It's just that you need an opportunity. At Flame, students are exposed to multiple options when they come for a summer immersion program. You may be a humanities, science, commerce, any student, but you're going to be exploring all of these areas. How does a university rigor looks like? What's the rigor of a university life? What is actual research? What is humanities? I think there's a crisis of humanity students in the in current scenario, if you speak, because there's so much of STEM and entrepreneurship, AI, business. So much of this is happening that humanities is probably taking a little backseat. And at Flame University, we don't turn everybody into a humanities student. They are data scientists, they are business analytics experts, they're finance experts, they're growing into everything. But all of that has to be centered at human understanding and humanities, as I would say. How important is critical thinking? Sometimes you don't even question a question, and you're just following the run of a rat race of sorts, right? And there's very good saying, even if you win in a rat race, you're still a rat, right? So liberal education is basically making you comfortable being uncomfortable. You're a humanities student, let's talk about science. You're a science student, let's talk about humanities. And this is something which really is, I think, required in this current industry where it's going. I know so many doctors who are into businesses. I know humanity people, students people who studied humanities in my age are tech experts. So this is something which is already there for these 16, 17, 18 years old to consume, that this is happening. How can they come better prepared? Because this generation, I think we lost about 10, 15 years to figure out our grounds, and we explored and did so many things around. In a liberal
Absolutely.
arts university, I think you get a crux of everything. And that's exactly the purpose of the summer immersion program at Flame University. We are going to expose you to every discipline for you to have a clearer picture, but all of it definitely human centered, whether it's design, whether it's anything else.
Great, great. So I think that's a good thing towards a liberal university and how it can help students. So, so yeah, okay. Let me just take on two, three more things, and Palash, then we'll take your question. Yeah, how do I look at exploration across? Maybe I'm a student in 9th, 10th, or even 11th, 12th also. So, technology. Harvard CS50 is one of the top courses. It has been there, and in fact, they have revised it also. It has been there for a number of years. So I typically say to just develop a, a mind for programming, go for Harvard CS50. Python for everybody. Web and UX I've already spoken about. Andrew's AI for everyone again is a very basic course to open up your mind towards AI. There are good YouTube channels like Free Code Camp, the Net Ninja, CS Dojo, and good Instagram pages also you can follow. Next. So technology, it's important to understand. You might be more onto, commerce or entrepreneurship. You might be more onto humanities, but still, basics of technology, I think we all need. But maybe you are a more engineering-led person. So Introduction to Engineering and Design by Brown, Principles of Engineering, King's College London. It's actually on futurelearn.com. Circuits for beginners, people who are exploring electronic circuits. It's a program by NUS and edX. Smarter Every Day, Learn Engineering, Interesting Engineering are very nice YouTube channel. I also remember Innovative Technologies. I personally follow it. So a lot of innovation in the world. How mobility is being impacted. So there's a new kind of a shoe which you can wear, which kind of increases your speed by almost 1.5 to 2 times, and it becomes so easier for people to walk around. When I travel abroad, I typically walk maybe 7 to 8 kilometers, and I wish, I mean, if I'm able to buy this, I can walk so fast. Instagram pages like Future Engineers, Engineering Mindset, Engineering with Paper. So these are good channels to look at. Next, I would also like people to explore other engineering, not only IT, because I feel civil engineering has a amazing scope. Whenever I go to Doha or Dubai, Qatar, all these places, Kuwait, there are a lot of Indian civil engineers. So Indians have made a very big mark in civil engineering across Gulf region, Nepal, Sri Lanka. When we do places like Qatar, petroleum engineers are there. Yeah. So I would rather now call it energy. Anything related to energy. Environmental science is a big area which is opening up. Sustainable management, environmental engineering. So we can explore these. So they check out Introduction to Biology by MIT. Bioinformatics for Beginners is again a good course. Amiga Sister is a very good YouTube channel to follow. Crash Course Biology. You can check biology.notes, BioBay. So these are good places, good Instagram accounts to follow. So if I was a student, I will hunt out more of this. Maybe you'll have a super specialization. So you are more interested in, let's say, anything related to cardio or gynae, or so you can then hunt for that and then build up. I'll tell you a knack. I'll tell you one way to do it, and it will be very well organized for you. Next, law. So introduction to international law, University of London, English for law, AI and law. This is a university from Sweden which is doing it, Lund University. It's on futurelearn.com. You can follow Legal, An Academy, Harvard Law School. Good Instagram page you can follow. Next. It's also important. See, again, whatever your background is, basic understanding of law, I think everyone should have. Entrepreneurship, very, very exciting. Y Combinator is a top YouTube channel. In fact, you can check Y Combinator Startup School Winter 2019. So Y Combinator has incubated ventures like Airbnb, Dropbox. It's the largest incubator in the world. Even the kind of brains there are, like Peter Thiel and others. So at one time, Elon Musk would go to Peter Thiel. I mean, they are the PayPal mafia. Just check PayPal mafia. You'll understand what has happened. Gary Vee, Slide Bean, of course, Instagram accounts like Founder, Young Entrepreneurs. So check these out, guys. Next. And then go for a summer program. Like EDI has a pretty good summer program on entrepreneurship. Design, maybe you're interested in design. So fundamentals of graphic design by CalArts. UX design by Google. Design Think for Innovation with Mr. Virginia. The Future, Adobe Creative Cloud. Yeah. So check out these. Next. So these are across areas. So if I am a student in ninth, 10th grade, maybe I'll pick up 2, 3 areas in ninth and then in 10th. And then maybe I'll be able to do a nice subject selection. Uh, we get a lot of people for aptitude testing career counseling. We work with more than 200 schools. But, honestly, a lot of children have not taken that exposure. Hence, they're not able to decide. Uh, if I'm telling a child that, hey, you're good at maths, why not look at finance? He has not thought so much about it, but they've thought of IT, they've thought of people. Yeah. So, so that's where the challenge is. Finance is one of the biggest career options. I mean, I have seen a lot of my batchmates who are top engineers. Today they're in finance or consulting. But how many school students think of consulting? How many school students think of getting to companies like Deloitte, Bain, KPMG, Anderson Consulting, and so on? So anyway, how do I understand finance? Introduction to corporate finance, YouTube channels like Plain Bagel, Mark Tilbury, Instagram accounts like FinShots is a pretty good this thing. The financial diet again is very, very powerful Instagram page to follow. Next, maybe students, you can have a separate professional Instagram account and a separate private Instagram account. Yeah, so that is how it will help. Psychology. I'm sure we all are enamored by psychology. There's so much happening in this field. After Corona, I feel a lot of people have gone through are still going through sleep disorder. You know, so maybe you're a student, you want to research on it, you want to do a research paper. Yeah. Maybe you just want introduction courses. So Introduction to Psychology by Yale University, Science of Wellbeing again by Yale. YouTube channels like Crash Course Psychology, Therapy in a Nutshell, very very good YouTube channels. The Psychology Mom is a good Instagram page. Yeah, so check these out. So now at this point, I think I'll quickly take feedback from Pastor Ma'am. Pastor Ma'am, Palash is also asking a question that
Yes, please.
how anything in summers help students, especially the one in NLUs. I mean, what they can do. If I am a student in an NLU, I think Palash is studying there. It seems so. So what all can I do in summers to build up my listening of law?
All right. Again, my apologies. My voice is completely gone. I just
Don't
hope
worry,
all of you can hear me.
we can.
So, couple of things I wanted to say. I think this is a very important conversation, and I will come to the question of what can be done during breaks for law students, particularly, and what should they think about doing. But I really like this, because we do a summer school too, which is the Aspire India Summer School program. which is for class 9 to 12 students, and it is going to be from 8th to 15th June. And I really like this whole conversation around what is it that liberal education mean and why is it important for students to think about doing this programs, whether it is at Ashoka or Flame or at Jindal or any other university you want to do it in. Because there is so much of emphasis, I feel, today, especially in our higher education, high school education systems, on what to think, that we often forget that the key is how to think. And I think that lies at the heart of liberal education. And it is very important that students have exposure during summers to experience, whether it is in the form of workshops on entrepreneurship, on innovation, on doing summer programs, just to engage with the idea of critical thinking, to engage with the idea of how to think. I think that is extremely important. So, what we do at the summer program that we do here from 8 to 15 June, we focus on critical thinking, but we focus on things like design thinking, we focus on innovation and entrepreneurship, we focus on model United Nations, public speaking, to engage with the idea of texts. We focus on, just this entire gamut of possibilities that are there when it comes to thinking about one's career post high school, post undergrad education, and how to sort of spark that sense of curiosity in students. I think that is very, very important. And and that is equally applicable to the law question as well. If you think about that as law students, and I hope that was the question, that as law students, what can you do, or aspiring law students, what can you do during summer breaks or during your winter breaks? You can do two things. One, of course, you can look at programs, whether it is certificate courses, summer programs, internships, that specifically focuses on law, right? So you can do all the kinds of courses and programs that are there, or can look at internships. But what I would encourage, if you're doing early years of law, or if you are a high school student who aspire to do law later, I would request you to focus on summer programs or on certificate programs that teaches you the fundamentals of how to learn, because we focus so much on learning and learning outcomes, but learning itself is an art. And that does not necessarily have to come from teachers or have to come from somebody teaching you things and that you learn it. But learning itself is an art. So whether you are a law aspirant, you're a liberal arts education aspirant, a science technology aspirant, you want to become a filmmaker, whatever that is, what that is that you want to do, I think your summer and your winters, particularly if you're high school students, should be focused on learning how to learn, learning how to think critically. For example, Mr. Chawla, you spoke about looking at books, and that can give you summaries of books or texts. It is very important to know how to engage with text, how to read an argument. How do you read a text that it tells you what is the key argument, what is the evidence that supports that argument? So my recommendation to all students would be to focus on courses, programs, summer schools, whatever it is that teaches you how to learn and sparks that sense of curiosity. I
Great.
hope that answers your question.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think very well answered, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Thank you for it. Just another question. I'll just take it. Niharika is asking, what about students who want to pursue space sciences? So, Niharika, there are a lot of online courses which are there. So, Space Science and Technology Awareness Program is called START program. You can check START 2025 from ISRO's website. So ISRO has IIRS e-learning platform, and these are free of charge programs. So you can check out these programs. You can also check out NPTEL. NPTEL is a venture of Indian government. So a lot of IIT professors, they created online course material for anybody to use. So NPTEL is a very powerful uh, array of course material available for anybody who's interested in tech. It can be, of course, engineering students who are, maybe I get engineering from some other Tom Dick Harry college, but I really want to learn from the top professors. So NPTEL is something which people use. NPTEL has programs on introduction to atmospheric and space scientists. Of course, edX and Coursera also have it. I remember Coursera has a program which Coursera has a program which which is a free program, and it's an astronaut who has done it. I'm forgetting the name of the person, but this astronaut is a part of that program. It's also delivered online, so you can check
Right.
for this. Utkashni is right. Utkashni is saying any program for ninth graders who are good at literature, having strong hold on English and are good speakers. So anybody would like to answer this? Anyone who would like to answer this?
I'm
Uh,
so sorry. I didn't know if somebody else is speaking.
Sorry.
I'll just take a second. And again, I can say that all the I'm speaking on behalf of all representatives. They can speak themselves, but I believe that whether it is Ashoka or Flame or a Jindal, any of the summer programs that you would do will give you an opportunity if you are interested in literature and want to
yeah,
take that interest forward. For example, in our summer programs, we'll focus on communication and how to communicate effectively, how to think through literature in imaginative ways, how to engage with literature. But I'm positive that other summer school programs would do the same.
absolutely. I think
So
I
I
think
would,
any arts university summer program would have this
yeah,
component of questioning. So I think you can check out Flame University summer program. You can check out OP Jindal summer program, Shiv Nada summer program. Those will, and maybe so some programs have started today. So maybe you're late this year, but you can definitely go next year. And of course, there are online programs as I shared earlier, outschool.com. You can check that also. So just last
Yes.
two slides, and then I would request Panchula to take charge. Panchula will be asking a lot of sharp questions to everyone. So my last input, and then I think Panchula will take charge. She has been waiting. So if you're traveling abroad, so I strongly feel you should visit universities, any summits which are happening, any conferences. So there are a lot of things happening all across, and a lot of university-based events. People can just register and walk in, or okay, some places you might have small charges also, but visiting universities, visiting places is a good idea. Next, you can also, like, children can go for short programs. I remember one family was traveling to London, and we helped them finalize a 3-day program at UAL London. You can visit museums. There are historical sites you can visit. Cambridge Science Center has an education center we can visit. A Royal Institution Science and Education Hub is there. Even in Delhi also. So at least get out of the house. I mean, go to British Council. I remember even we as students, our dad would push us and leave us at British Council, both me and my brother. So American Center is here in Delhi. So there are a lot of spaces where you can go, and you. It's not only about learning, but opening up a mind towards possibilities. You'll make new friends. You will learn. A lot of summer activities happen at such places also. So just check it out, and maybe you'll find something. So I'll hand over this thing to Panchula now. Panchula, why don't you take it forward? And you have a lot of questions, so uh, I think one by one you can cover, and maybe start with Winnie ma'am. Winnie ma'am has been waiting for some time. I'm sure Winnie, now you're at the office and you got a nice background. So Panchula, please
Yes.
start quickly, and let's take it forward. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, sir, for the discussion and the and sharing your valuable insights. So, good morning, everyone. We will be moving forward with quite a few valuable questions related to the summer programs, to some extracurricular activities, profile building, and even academics as well. All right. So, starting with Winnie ma'am, a little few words about her first. So, Mrs. Winnie Mathur is an educationist, author, and environmentalist currently serving as the general manager of the external relations at Shivnadar Institution of Eminence. And she has played a pivotal role in student development, events, and outreach, leading over 50 student clubs and organizing landmark events. So, ma'am, the first question to you would be, Shivnada University promotes interdisciplinary learning. So, how can students showcase their curiosity and interdisciplinary thinking through these summer experiences?
Okay, thank you for the question and thank you for having me here, Mr. Chawla and team. It's a pleasure to interact with parents, and for all those parents who are already here, I think you've made the first step to your summer school journey for your child. by listening to all of us and what we all have to offer at our universities. And my first and foremost suggestion to everybody who's here is that do not lose the opportunity of engaging yourself in a constructive summer school every year. If you're in grade 8, you've made a great start already. So every year, send your child to a summer school. We have so many on offer in India and abroad. And to begin with, in Delhi NCR region itself, we have more than 25 schools which are happening in and around. So interdisciplinary nature and multidisciplinary nature go hand in hand at the university, and that's exactly what our summer school at the Shiv Nada University is all about. We offer students a variety of topics and subjects to choose from, like we generally do in the undergraduate journey. So, with a major in history, they can do a minor in chemistry. Similarly, here, they'll be doing English, they'll be doing mathematics, chemistry, work in the labs, work in the entrepreneurship lab, work in the startup lab, and of course, get a glimpse of what university life is. The whole idea of getting students to do summer schools in universities is giving them a sneak peek into what university life is. To bridge the gaps between schools and universities, and also to make them understand what it is to interact with undergraduate students, talk to faculty members, connect on LinkedIn, get LORs at the times that they really require, and of course get more confident, get more industry ready, get more university ready, get more exposure, and come out of your comfort zone. It's very easy to sit back home and watch Netflix because there's so much happening. Play your PS5 in the summers, but these 7-8 days, I think all of us have curated these plans with great intervention from our faculties, understanding student psychology, what they would like to do. It's not about all study, academics, labs, but it's a lot of extracurriculars. So when multidisciplinarity comes into picture, we do horse riding, we do swimming, we do sports, we do pottery, we do calligraphy, and there's much more. So I hope that answers your question. Yeah.
Of course, ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing that. And the second question would be, you've worked extensively with student clubs and initiatives. How do leadership or creative projects taken up in the summer really influence admission decisions?
I think it's very important to involve yourself, engage yourself in extracurriculars. So I started my journey as Dean Student Affairs at another university. And now, of course, when I joined Shiv Nadar also, I was heading student clubs and societies. It's very important for children and students to not only get good grades, but also to be street smart by getting exposure in at the university level. We engage them in ESL events, business conclaves, TEDx events. So I would certainly want even school students, they have so much engagement in school. You have environment club. I've seen so many schools now do TEDx talks, organize business conclaves and entrepreneurship cell events and, social events in campus. So all of this grooms you and gives you an exposure to meet with people outside your academic domain. And also, you just become a more confident person. I think it's just not about conducting an event. It's also the jugaad that you do back end. Right from planning, plotting, budgeting, financial decisions, getting your budgets approved by your management, getting sponsorships, working out your sponsorship funds, going to corporates, getting a portfolio ready, getting a brochure ready, the social media marketing which goes around making an event successful. So all of the skill sets are so important for children to make their decisions of what they want to do. And recently I met a student. He's from Doon School and he wanted to come for a summer school. He says, "Ma'am, I think I've done my grades. I've done my 92% in my boards, but there's so much that I want to learn from a university setup and see where I can be, and I want to see where I want to be next 4 years before I make that decision." And that's so important for students to realize that these summer schools are giving you opportunities to actually come and see Flame, Ashoka, Jindal, Shiv Nadar, wherever you want to go. Just attend a summer school, be there for a week, 10 days, 15 days, eat their food, meet their students, meet their faculty, see the infrastructure, see the sports, see the extracurriculars, and get a feel of where you want to be next 4 years. So I think for all of you who are hearing us, do not waste time. Enroll your child if you have not yet enrolled for a 7-day or a 10-day or a 15-day camp. And there's so much to offer, so much to learn. And not just only this, look at the certifications that you all get. It makes you help your profile building. It just kind of helps you be a more confident person when even when you're getting yourself ready for a placement interview after college. I think all my students who help me conduct the programs, they are such smart dudes and girls and boys already, because they have so much to talk in a placement interview when they have in fact the technical questions around their subject matter turn into cultural and social questions about how they curated this event with the university. So yeah.
Lovely, ma'am. That was really good to know. Thank you so much. And now we'll be moving on to Miss Anju Dioskar, ma'am, as well. She has over 22 years of experience in education. And ma'am, you did stress upon speaking about liberal education, what it is all about. Thank you so much for that. So when it comes to Flame University, how does Flame University, we know that your university emphasizes liberal education and innovation, right? So how can students now design their summers to reflect the creativity and the critical thinking?
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, like Vinny mentioned, I think I'll second all of her, comments there. It's about you. It's not about the university. It's not about what we're offering. It is about you. There is so much options that you have, students and parents. You must reach out to, all of us are very easily available. Our teams are constantly getting in touch with students from so many platforms. Figure out what is the best suited program for your child, right? And end of it, I think it's too early for you to just narrow down what you want to do. Let me not waste my time and money in random things. Because I want to just be a coder, so I want to do only coding. Please let me tell you, the coders need to know the society, the coders need to know the world, the coders need to understand who are they coding for. It's a big, very complex world. It is not so easy. I wish it if it could be condensed into a program and given it to a student over a week, 10 days or a month. I think everybody would have gone for that. And that's why what Vinny mentioned, I absolutely second. Please keep trying different things. Since I represent Flame University, I'm going to tell you about the program, how we look at it. So we offer maybe 15, 20 programs, subject explorations within our summer program, all right? Which is all subject agnostic. You may be a grade 9, 10, 11, or just entering your grade 12 now, basically 14 years above student. And it's number one, see the interesting thing, you're 14 to maybe 17 years old. You already different experiences, right? You're coming from different cities. We have students coming from maybe 110 different cities to for the summer program. Now, look at something that you are bringing along to the university. Do you know that your different experiences, and this is something a university holds a platform where you come in, engage with, student from Bangalore is engaging with somebody from Kashmir, from Kolkata, from I don't know which part of the country, and we come with a different kind of learning environment, and we reflect differently. That's number one. That's something that you bring to the university. So people who come, extremely grateful to them, all of them. Now the second thing is what we provide. What we do is we disrupt and make you uncomfortable. That's our job. Like I've said it the second time, so don't take me wrong. This not uncomfortable to push you away, but just to make you uncomfortable. You can't be thinking I'm a science student, I want to study science. No, I want a science student to take a course in philosophy, or I want a student who's taking humanities to look at coding in a different way or look at design in a different way. So we offer more than 17 to 20 courses. And just to name some, because there are audience here today, you'll have a program in financial adventure which is called Hit the Road, where you invest your money in your own travel and you see how you budget your life. And Jatin ji's mentioned very clearly, you don't know half the things that you're even using in your life. Second thing is, exciting world of data visualization. How can a simple thing which looks so, a complex, some issue that you're looking at, it looks so complex until unless it's projected in a certain way to make meaning out of a complex thing. That's a course that's offered, right? So how you can visualize your data and simplify your data, whatever information you're looking at. Cracking the code, which is exploration into key ideas of computer science. Humanity students are doing this, right? Then rise of the machine, artificial intelligence and generative AI, marketing essentials, climate change and pandemic, basically looking at the threats in the environment, philosophy in everyday life, introduction to literacy and literary and cultural studies, fast and fun way to learn a language, for example, German, understand calligraphy, psychology of color, think lab, entrepreneurship lab, film appreciation, rural immersion, dance mystique. We will push you around to just something that you cannot do in your school setting, because a school has a calendar, it has some subjects to, like, to deliver, and there's a syllabus to be covered, there are exams to be written, and there's a format to be followed, right? Here we are not assessing you. You just come here, you explore everything that you need to learn, and return back with some questions. I think if we do that, I think we've done a successful job in making you at least think, this also exists. Why did I never think about it? And all of this is also compact in your time. For example, you start your sports in the morning, and then you do your classes till 4 o'clock, 4 to 7. You have your group project. You're going to a study group. You'll request for a room to be allotted for your conference. Sorry, for your discussion. You want to use library as a resource. You want to do something else. You want access to a faculty to take some comment, feedback. You will actually experience the rigor of what a university student experiences. And this gives you two essential things. Number one, hey, it may aspire you that, hey, you know what, this is a kind of university that I want to go to. And then you'll ask us, how do I get in here? We'll tell you what do you need. So you have 1 or 2 years to prepare yourself to reach to your aspirational university. Number one. Number two, it may just come up to be the, hey, this is a big no for me, I'm not cut out for this, I am somebody who can focus only on one thing, so let me just get all these liberal education universities out of my like selection choice. I just want to go and do this and finish it. So whatever it is, you'll make some decision on that also. And also make friends. You'll network with maybe 150 students from about 120 different schools in the country. You live with them for 10 years. You'll be using an amazing sports infrastructure that Flame has. Yeah, so there's lots and lots of things. So if you have any questions, you can always reach out to us later. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for highlighting the need for holistic development as well. Can you briefly share a few examples of summer experiences that have helped students stand out in the Flames admission process?
So yeah, that's so all of this will definitely make you understand the university better, and that's the only advantage you have in your application or selection. So this, it's not that you've done a summer immersion program, so you have a way in to get an admission into the undergraduate program. No, you don't have a guaranteed way, but yes, now you know the university better, you know people in the university better, and you can use that time to keep in touch with us so that we can help you get into the university as well. But it's not like a guaranteed thing, for if that was the question. And of course, you'll network, you'll engage with so many a current student of Flame University who will become your mentors of sort. So it helps you in a much larger holistic, as an environmental thing, but not as a certificate that you, if you put your Flame Summer Immersion certificate as one of the documents in your application. We don't guarantee the admission, but you definitely have an upper hand, of course.
Thank you for the insight, Anju ma'am. And now we'll be moving on to Anju Jairaj ma'am. Ma'am, you've had over 16 years of experience in communication and counseling yourself in the field of education. Ma'am, could you share with us how can high school students, especially from the grades 9 to 11, they can start preparing their academic and extracurricular profile for competitive liberal arts universities like Ashoka?
Okay. So I think for students who start really late, specifically when you are looking at very competitive universities in the country where in the liberal arts space, time becomes a crunch. So if you're starting in 11th and 12th, because you're also balancing a lot of other things, it does put it's like a 1 year management program that you're just hurrying up to get done with, because you have to do so many things within that 1 year, right? So I would definitely advise students to start early, maybe grade 8, 9. 9 would be okay. 8, I still feel they're too young. We should still let them be a little more free. But I think 9, 10, 11, 12 onwards, when you start having conversations at home with your friends with respect to what kind of subjects do I want to pick up, what coaching institutions should I join for the kind of competitive exams and everything. um, I think college selection is a process that runs across these 4 years. So I would advise parents as well, and students, if you're in grade 9, please start looking at what are your interests. This is usually what I tell students is, if you have the time, shut yourself inside a room for maybe a day, if you can be off your phones, off people, off everyone. Just focus on things that you really like. It's very easy for me if I ask any of the students here right now on the call, tell me something about your friend. They can give me 20 things. Tell me something about yourself. It's always difficult, because we don't know what is, I might think that this is my strength, but it might actually be a weakness for someone else, and I'm always very scared of what to present. So I think grade 9 gives you that cushion. You're still exploring. Pen down what your interest areas are. What are the things that you think that you can continue doing, despite the fact that it becomes a routine. So even if the nature of the particular thing, the program, the career remains the same across for say 4, 5, 6 years, I'm still going to enjoy doing that at all points of time. So if you have say 4, 5, 6 interests likewise, then I think you can sit with parents, understand what are the particular colleges that cater to those interest areas. If I'm interested in computer sciences, fantastic. I can start looking at things, both plan A, plan B, engineering, non-engineering. How do I sort of craft that? And once that list is ready, then come the questions of, every family has a different preference, right? I'm sure most of the students who are wanting to pursue a very strong liberal arts program would apply to me, apply to a Flame, apply to a Jindal, apply to Shivnado, all of us. And at the same time, every family, every particular child has a certain comfort space, has a certain preference. Preferences could be locational preferences. Preferences could be, do I want to immerse myself in that kind of a culture? Is my preference only the program? Is my preference the kind of outcomes that I'm looking at, both placements or non-placements? So once that preference is ready, then you come down. So by the time you come to grade 10, you're kind of sorted that, okay, fine, this is the nature of colleges that I want to pursue, and these are some of the options that I have in India or abroad, whichever way. You look at finances. I always tell students that you should look at applying, say, maybe 5 to 8 places, 5 to 8 universities. You apply, you'll get through maybe 3 of them. If you get through all 8 of them, there's something wrong with your choice, for sure. So you need to reflect back on what you're selecting, who you're selecting. But once you make it to 3 colleges from their processes, then you look at various factors. Who's the one? So if my preference is scholarships, who's the one who's giving me a large pool of scholarship that can help me with my entire education? If my preference is कि मुझे घर से दूर नहीं रहना है, I don't want to stay too far away from home, I want to stay somewhere close by, you look at that kind of an option. I think that makes it easier. And of course, research. I think in the Indian context, although I know all of us have been, sharing spaces on panel discussions and sessions for years together. We keep harping about research. And I still think, I don't know how many students even understand the fact that you're supposed to do research. Research does not mean, and I have this battle with my younger cousins right now. If I tell them to do some research, they'll come and give me a Google document, which is a single page one, and say, Ranju, I read 2 articles. I think I should do this. That's not research. You need to dive into every particular aspect. What are the things that you're looking at? If astrophysics, someone mentioned space sciences. If space sciences interests me, am I already doing things, or I'm curious enough to find out courses, find out maybe articles, readings? Do I follow someone who's talking about that space very passionately? Do I follow from that? So profile building specifically, when a lot of students ask us, what kind of courses should I do, these 5 certification? It's not a template, right? A lot of times admissions, school students, and even parents for that matter, the thought process is that acha profile is a template. You need to do some social work. You need to do great grades. You need to do, say, 4 courses. I'm interested in psychology, so I did 4 certificate courses. from these 4 people who are very, very famous, or these organizations that are very, very famous. I've done an internship with a really big company. My profile is set. No, profile is something that reflects who you are. So have you done your research enough to find out that maybe there is a very small player in a small city, but you actually relate to that person because you want to do international relations. You want to do something in social development. You want to do something in governance. If you're interested in governance, have you explored something with, let's say, the Navodaya schools or Sarvodaya schools, or have you worked with a government school and then try to do it? So how do you link that passion to the kind of interest? I think it's intent. Critically, even for our undergrad program, when we're looking at students either for high school courses or for undergrad, the essential idea when we're reading applications, and it takes us a long time to complete our application readings before we send out shortlist letters for interviews, we're looking at intent. If that intent is in mind and you take the time for 4 years, like Anju said, we don't necessarily need to be in only one space and one summer program. Use 4 years, 4 summer holidays you have about 8 months of it. In these 8 months, can I cover 3 or can I cover 4 different summer programs? Do one at Ashoka, do one at Jindal, do one at. I've never thought about law, but it's okay. Do a summer program at law. Something might click up. Something might suddenly come up saying, okay, fine, I think I'm better adapted at law than any other particular program. So I think that's important. It's a good leeway, and if you think financially or certain other reasons I can't afford to go for a residential course, then look for online courses. There are so many online programs that you can actually immerse yourself in. But intent and showing that curiosity is very important.
Can I come in here and just support what Anju just said? There is so much online stuff, which even Jitin mentioned. We also do online master classes throughout the year for students to again, meet our faculty online, and therefore high schoolers. So just number one, log on to our Instagram pages, of our websites and our Instagram, our summer school programs, because it's just not one chargeable program that we all do in summer and winter, but we also do multiple, programs and interactions. You're more than welcome to come for a TEDx talk on campus. More than welcome to come and be a part of the business conclave, etc. So just be there. We've just launched a new robotic summer camp, which is again one of its kind. So just make sure that you don't have one set of focus, but just have a diversified focus. And yes, I will again repeat and just say 4-5 years is engage in summer schools and winter schools and make the most of it. We didn't have it back then in our times, but we want to give that opportunity to all of you. So go for it. And keep a little bit of funding, parents, especially for summer and winter now in your budget for the whole year for your children, because this is some great investment. I have a son who's in grade 10 already, and he's done 2 summer schools, and he's done my summer school too. So he's almost like, Mama, no more of your summer schools now. I want to go out and explore. But that's the way it is. We've kind of now figured out that these kids need that exposure, and they are very good at finding what they want to do and where they want to be as well. So yeah.
Thank you, Anju ma'am. Thank you, Vinny ma'am. Ma'am, my next question to you would have been, how can students focus on one program or diversify? But I think you've answered that very well already. So last but not the least, we can move on to Dr. Upasana Mahanta. Ma'am, you bring a rich academic expertise to higher education and leadership. So can you please share with us what kind of summer experiences really help students demonstrate a genuine interest in social sciences, law, or international affairs, and like what are the key areas at Jindal?
Okay, thank you very much. Again, my apologies for my voice. I just want to say that, this has already been, I think, answered by my fellow panelists. That let us not think about these summer programs as that this one summer program will do this for you, or this summer program will do this for you. Most of us, and you very beautifully said that most of my fellow panelists here today come with a plethora of experience in the field of education. And therefore, the summer programs that they have developed in their respective spaces, or we have developed at Jindal University, are a reflection of that collective experience. And therefore, what we have created is something which gives students an opportunity to have an experience of everything. So it is not like if you want to do law, you do this one. If you want to study liberal arts, you do this one. Most of these summer programs that we are talking about today, at least those of us who are on this platform today together, Ashoka, Flame, Shivnadar, and Jindal, our programs are interdisciplinary programs. Our programs are rooted in understanding that we do not lead one dimensional lives, and therefore our understandings of things around us cannot be one dimensional, right? So therefore, it has to be rooted in an interdisciplinary understanding. So, for example, if I want to focus on Jindal University, we are largely known for our law school and our law programs, but we have 11 other schools other than the law school focusing on psychology and environment and sustainability, journalism and media, art and architecture, design, liberal arts, languages and literature. So we try and bring in entire expertise of these interdisciplinary school into the summer school that we do. We do only one summer school, which this year is happening from 8th to 15th June. So there is still time for those who want to apply for this summer school. But apart from looking at foundations of all of this, say whether environment or sustainability or psychology, what we're trying to do in these programs, for example, in our general program, we teach something called mobile filmmaking. Because we want students to get the experience. All of us are on our phones, and their students are on the phones all the time, and there is this entire focus. All of us are making films and stories on our phones, but how to do it, how to think about content, how to think about looking at something and capturing it, and how does that capture gives meaning to the content that you want to create, right? How to think about that in creative and imaginative ways. So we've included something like, along with design thinking, we've included something like mobile filmmaking, right? There is not, in fact, my co-panelists also spoke about the need to be able to understand who you are, but also important is how we're able to present to the world who you are, how we are looking at the world, right? Sometimes we have all of these things very clearly laid out when we're thinking about it. How do we translate that into words, both in terms of the written word, but also in terms of the spoken word, and to have the confidence to say about it like the way we are feeling about it, right? So we are also focusing on things like public speaking, how to how to how to have the confidence to put yourself out there. I think because of so much of, all of us have experienced a number of times, there's so much of competition, there's so much of focus, you have to be the best in everything. One gets very worried about, should I say it, should I not say it, am I saying something politically incorrect, would this invite ridicule? We, all of us, experience it all the time in our interactions with students. And unfortunately, not only about talking to peers or counselors or teachers, unfortunately, and if parents are listening, many young people are not being able to be open with their parents. They're going through a lot, but they're not being able to articulate it well and to be able to give voice to those understandings and emotions. So I think many of us in our, like for instance, when Ms. Vinny spoke about, when you do a photography or you're doing a pottery making or you're doing calligraphy, what are you doing? You may not become a calligrapher. You may not even be a good calligraphy artist when you're starting to do calligraphy. What is it teaching you? It's teaching you to express yourself. And it's teaching you to say that it's all right to express yourself in any ways that you can, right? Everyone's sense of creativity may be different. Right? I can be a lawyer, I am litigating, and that is the creative sense of expression for me. And I can be an artist and I'm making a painting, and that is creative expression for me. You may not look at both as creative expressions, but they both are. But they both come from the confidence of being able to express your sense of self. So what I would tell parents and students and all of you who are listening to this is that the reason why you want to do the summer school is not because, as my colleague very clearly said, if you do a summer school doesn't mean that you will get an admission in our respective programs. That's not a criteria. But it will help you able to understand yourself better, able to express yourself better. And you cannot We keep saying that it is your choice, right? But choice is a very limiting concept. Choice is what? I have the choice to become a teacher and a singer, and I decided to become a singer. That's not a choice. Choice is when you know everything about everything. At least you know most things. And then you have taken an informed decision and you make me the choice. So I think what summer programs essentially does, it gives you a glimpse of what it means to engage with multiple platforms, concepts, disciplines, how to think in interdisciplinary ways, how to work with others, how to work in teams, how to think critically, how to express yourself creatively. Then you make your choice. You study whatever, you make your choice. But this helps you do that. And I think that's why you should do the summer programs or winter programs or certificate programs. Yeah, that's all.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That was some really good advice as well for both the students and parents. And for the last question for our discussion today, ma'am, another little advice for students who may not have access to structured summer programs. How can they still build strong profiles?
I think my colleagues have already said about the online platforms that are available. And Mr. Chawla did a beautiful presentation on various online platforms that are available. I understand everybody may not want to be able to do a summer program, whether it is for financial reasons or any other reasons, or you don't want to travel, because many of us have also funded programs that many of us do in terms of summer school. But I think online is a very, very powerful tool. Instead of spending time, as one of our colleagues said, watching a show, and not that I have anything against Netflix, watch it, but take time out of that. Take time out of your mobiles where you do many other things, but do a summer, if not a summer program, do a course, listen to a podcast that you think will give you information about something that you're interested in. You can do certificate programs. There are free online certificate programs that are available. That has already been said. So, what new do I say? The new do I say is the following, is that all of us who are present here, from Ashoka and from Flea and from Shivnada, and I'm from Jindal, we do not only come to these platforms and talk. We are available otherwise as well. We are very accessible people because that's the nature of our job. So, if anybody who's listening to us and would want to know more and to explore more and discuss more or get in touch with faculty from our respective schools who are experts in different areas, I'm sure each and every one of us on this panel would be very happy to do that. So, apart from your online programs and certificates and courses and podcasts, feel free to reach out to us. All of us who are on this panel today, representing our respective universities, are also educators. We are not only doing it to talk about our universities, but we are also educators who are happy to talk to you otherwise, to guide you, to help you through certain challenges that you may be facing. So, all of my colleagues have said everything else. My only 2 cents to this is that we are also educators on this platform and are happy to guide you, talk to you, help you think through certain things if you choose to reach out to any one of us. I'm sorry I tried to speak, I sort of spoke on behalf of everyone, but I know that they come with tremendous experience on their respective fields and would feel the same.
I think very well said and aptly said, and I think we're all available. I mean, as Professor Pasna just said, we're there to help you. It's just not about summer schools, but throughout the year, there are many programs that you can be part of. Just call us, follow us on LinkedIn, connect with us, ask us questions. We'll be happy to take them.
Thank you, ma'am. And that is exactly what we wanted to stress upon, that we are always accessible and the students can reach out to you at any point of time that they need. So that brings us to the end of our discussion today, and I wholeheartedly thank all our esteemed panelists for sharing their insightful perspectives and their practical advice. So today's session was all about finding the roadmap for students to turn their summer into a season of growth, not only their summer, but their entire academic journey. And to all the students and parents who joined us today, we hope you're leaving with new ideas and a clear action plan. And of course, on behalf of Jitin's Chawla Center for Career Development, we wish you a purposeful and fulfilling summer and a year ahead. Stay connected with us for more sessions. Do not forget to follow up on the opportunities discussed today. Please do follow up with all the esteemed panelists. And yes, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
very
you so
much.
much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.